जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोधनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा चारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं उदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। । Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter number 7, Text number 29. Tat karma divyam iva yannishi nishchayanam tavagrina suchivane paridahyamane eshyati vrajam ato vashitanta kalam netre pidhapya balo nadigamya viryaha tat karma divyam ivayan nishinissayanam davagnina suchivane paridahyamane unyeshyati vrajam ato vashitantakaram netre pidapya sabalo nadigamya viryah tat karma divyam ivayan nishi nishchayanam davagnina suchivane paridahyamane unyeshyati vrajam ato vashitanam kalam netre pidapya sabalo nadigamya viryah tat karma divyam ivayan nishi nishchayanam davagnina suchivane paridahyamane unyeshyati vrajam ato vashitantakalam netre pidhapya savalo nadi gamya viryah that karma activity divyam superhuman iva like yat which nishi at night nishayanam sleeping carefreely dava agnina by the glare of forest fire suchi vane in the dry forest paridahyamane being set ablaze unneshyati would deliver vrajam all the inhabitants of vraja ataha hence avashita surely antakalam lost moments of life netre on the eyes pidhapya simply by closing sabalaha along with baladeva anadigamya unfathomable viryaha Prabhupada's translation for Prabhupada is to engage A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. On the very night of the day of the chastisement of the Kaliya snake, when the inhabitants of Vrajabhumi were sleeping carefreely, there was a forest fire ablaze due to dry leaves, and it appeared that all the inhabitants were sure to meet their death. But the Lord, along with Balarama, saved them simply by closing his eyes. Such are the superhuman activities of the Lord. Purport. Although in this verse the Lord's activities has been described as superhuman, it should be noted that the Lord's activities are always superhuman, and that distinguishes him from the ordinary living being. Uprooting a gigantic banyan or arjuna trees and extinguishing a blazing forest fire simply by closing one's eyes are certainly impossible by any kind of human endeavor. But not only are these activities amazing to hear, but in fact all other activities of the Lord, whatever he may do, are all superhuman, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Whoever knows these superhuman activities of the Lord, due to their very transcendental nature, becomes eligible to enter the kingdom of Krishna, and as such, after quitting this present material body, the knower of the transcendental body activities of the Lord goes back home, back to Godhead. So everybody likes to see superhuman activities. People will accept somebody as powerful or God or leader if he shows some superhuman activities. If he's like every other person, then he cannot be a leader. He cannot be some kind of God or something like that. So people always look for some superhuman activities. So we can see many things like newspapers or news medias. There are so many fake cheating people are always coming and going. And they all show some kind of activities. Looks so although it is a small kind of magic kind of cheating, but externally they do something. They bring ash or burning a lamp in water, or linga from the mouth, linga from the stomach, or so many things, so many activities they do. So it makes people understand, oh, this is they perform some miracles, small miracles to bewilder foolish people, less intelligent people. And just by seeing all these small miracles, that people start believing that, oh, he is God, is some incarnation of God, like that. Now, there are so many people, they are flourishing, they claim that we will cure all your diseases, we can solve all your problems, you can become very successful person, you can become God, something like that. So many things they are cheating, and we have plenty of them coming every week or every day, coming and going, and they do quite a lot of business. They accumulate a lot of business money, and they cheat their followers and end up in jail. So this is what the superhuman activities of cheating people. But here we are hearing that Lord Krishna, he performed superhuman activities by uprooting a gigantic banyan or Arjuna trees and extinguish a blazing forest fire simply by closing one's eyes, certainly impossible by any kind of human endeavor. So somebody claiming that I am Lord Shiva, so he wants to enjoy others' wives by claiming that I am Lord Shiva. One Swamiji, latest fake Swamiji, so he claiming himself as God, and he wants to enjoy other women, thinking that they are Parvati. So if he is Lord Shiva, why not recently there is oil spill in the ocean of Chennai. There are so many oil has been spilled. Why not Lord Shiva, incarnation Lord Shiva, Nityananda, or other person? Why not he drink that oil and save the living entities there, and help the other fishermen. They are also struggling because there is no proper work there, and a lot of aquatics has died because of that. So why not this Lord Shiva incarnation in Kali Yuga, Lord Shiva incarnation, save the ocean and save the living entities. They want to imitate the all-powerful personality. They want to enjoy sexual life. They claim themselves. But in actual terms, when Lord Shiva drank poison to save the demigods and devotees, demons, to save the whole population of the universe, he drank poison. And why not these people, the so-called Shivas, why not they drink this? And why not they do so many? Now there are so many things this world. We are facing so many problems. There are so many unemployment, so many poverty-stricken condition. If there are Shiva, why not they solve all this problem? Actually, they cannot do all these things because they are cheating persons. They want to enjoy. Then foolish people, ignorant people, they want some less intelligent people. They go and join them. So here, we are hearing many stories, and how Krishna is always saving the inhabitants of Vrindavana from many calamities. Like he delivered Yamala Arjuna, that Nalakubera Manigriva. They were standing as a tree for many millions of years because of curse by Narada Muni. So he delivered them by as a small baby crawling in the yard of Nanda Maharaj, and he went in between the two Arjuna trees. He was tied to a wooden grating mortar. Along with the wooden grating mortar, he went between the trees and just pulled it, and the tree fell down. So such a small baby can uproot a gigantic tree, And we have also heard the story that Lord Krishna lifted Govardhana hill and hold it in this small little finger for 7 continuous days. And Lord Indra's torrents, Lord Indra sent the destroying fire, destroying rain, Samvrtaka. So the rain which comes during the time of annihilation, this rain has been sent by Lord Indra, but Krishna saved the inhabitants of Praja by holding the Govardhana hill as an umbrella, and he held it for 7 days, and Lord Indra become bewildered that, oh, what is great personality, so he might be Supreme Vishnu. And then he came and surrendered. So these are the superhuman activities. And we have also heard that one story that Lord, when after killing the Kaliya snake, and this Vrinda Brajavasis, they were sleeping on the banks of Yamuna, and there was a forest fire, and Lord Krishna immediately swallowed that fire. You just see here we are mentioned that it is closing eyes. Just by closing eyes, he extinguished the fire. And we are having many other superhuman activities we can hear. And it is impossible by any this so-called fake gods to do all these things. But they can imitate. They can cheat people. For some time they can cheat, but how long they can cheat? But ultimately they will end up in jail, imprisoned. If they are God, why they are putting in jail? Why they are going to jail? They are God. So they are not God actually. They are cheap gods, cheap fake people cheating in the name of God. So these people are more in Kali Yuga. We are seeing such people. Even during Lord Krishna's presence, there was a person, Kalyavan, I think so, Kalyavan. So he was thinking that I am Lord Krishna, you should surrender to me, all your in paraphernalia, Shankha Chakra, all these things. So like that. There was people, there are imitators always there. So ultimately they will be killed, they will be punished. So and Lord Krishna says that Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 9th verse, Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti, also Arjuna. So whoever knows the superhuman activities of the Lord due to their very transcendental nature becomes eligible to enter the kingdom of God, kingdom of Krishna. As such, after quitting this present material body, the knower of the transcendental activities of the Lord goes back home, back to Godhead. So just by knowing the activities of Lord Krishna, one goes back to spiritual world. So it's very nice. You can hear Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivadam. So here, Shravanam, hearing. But just by hearing the activities of Lord Krishna, one can go back to spiritual world. This is what this is there. And we'll go to next sloka. Granita yat upabandham amushyamata sulbam sutasya natu tat amushyamati yajrumbato asya vadane bhuvanani gopi samvikshya sankitamana pratibhoditasid. Granitha, by taking up, yat whatsoever, upabandham, ropes for tying, amushya, his, matha, mother, sulbham, ropes, sutasya, of her son, not, to, however, tat, by, and by, amusya, his, mathi, was sufficient, yet that which, jrumbataha, opening the mouth, asya, of him, vadane, in the mouth, bhuvanani, the worlds, gopi, the cowherd men, samvikshya, so seeing it, sankita manaha, doubtful in mind, pratibhoditha, convinced in a different way. Asit was so done. Translation for Prabhupada is to engage A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai translation. When the cowherd woman, Krishna's foster mother, Yashoda, was trying to tie the hands of her son with the ropes, she found the rope to be always insufficient in length, and when she finally gave up, Lord Krishna by and by opened his mouth, wherein the mother found all the universes situated. Seeing this, she was doubtful in her mind, but she was convinced in a different manner of the mystic nature of her son. Purport. One day, Lord Krishna, as a naughty child, disturbed his mother Yashoda, and she began to tie up the child with ropes just to punish him. But no matter how much rope she used, she found it always insufficient. Thus, she became fatigued, but in the meantime, the Lord opened his mouth, and the affectionate mother saw within the mouth of her son, all the universes situated together. The mother was astonished, but out of her deep affection for Krishna, she thought that the Almighty Godhead Narayana had kindly looked up after her son just to protect him from all the continuous calamities happening to him. Because of her deep affection for Krishna, she could never think that her very son was Narayana, the personality of God himself. That is the action of Yogamaya, the internal potency of the Supreme Lord, which acts to perfect all the pastimes of the Lord with its different types of devotees who could play such wonders without being God. So Lord Krishna is performing many mischievous activities, and mother is disturbed, and she wanted to punish him, and she's tying him. But how can somebody tie the Supreme Person? He is all-pervading, existing everywhere. How can someone tie him? But here, Mother Yashoda ties Krishna to wooden grinding mortar only because of the love, deep affection which she has, the motherly affection which she has for Lord Krishna. Because of that, she could able to tie Lord Krishna. And another occasion also, there was a complaint against Lord Krishna that that Krishna has eaten some mud, sand. So Balaram also complained. So then the Gopalas, they complained, and Mother Yashoda, she is inquiring, Krishna, have you eaten mud? Have you eaten sand? Krishna says, no, I do not eat. These people are against me, and even Balaram is against me. They are angry upon me. And then, okay, if it is so, then you show your mouth, I shall see. And then Lord Krishna will show his mouth, and Mother Yashoda will see the entire Brahmanda, all the universal planetary system in this mouth. And she will be a little bit bewildered. And later on, Krishna will cover the Mother Yashoda with Yogamaya, eternal potency. Actually, here Lord Narayana himself has come as a son of Yashoda and the Maharaj. So he is playing like a child. So here, if Mother Yashoda comes to know that this child of mine is Narayana himself, then the love will be distracted. So Lord Krishna immediately covers her with his internal potency, Yogamaya, and Yogamaya is always helping Krishna in performing his pastimes. So then, even though Lord Krishna is the protector, maintainer of everyone, here Mother Yashoda is thinking, I am the protector of Narayana, I am the protector of my son Krishna. So that love affection is there. She is always protecting Krishna from the many dangers, and like taking cow dung, cow urine, bathing the Lord with cow dung and cow urine, and the thread of the cows turning around, like so removing the evil woman's omens. So in that way, Mother Yashoda is always thinking of protecting Lord Krishna. But Lord Krishna is also playing like a child. But he is, even though Lord Krishna is a protector of entire all the living entities in this world, one person is providing and maintaining all the living entities, but here is depending completely on his mother. So this is an pastime of Lord Krishna. Next we'll go next sloka. Nandam cha mokshyati bhayad varunasya pashat gopan dileshu pihitan mayasuna cha ahnis apritam nishisa sayanam atishramena lokam vikuntam upaneshyati gokulam asmam. Lord Krishna, Nandam unto Nanda, the father of Krishna, cha also mokshyati saves Bhayat from the fear of Varunasya of Varuna, the demigod of water, Pashat from the clutches of Gopan, the coward man, Bileshu in the caves of the mountain, Pihitan placed, Maya Sununa by the son of Maya, cha also Ahni Apritam being very engaged during the daytime, and she at night. Sayanam be lying down, Atishramena because of hard labor, Lokam planet, Vikuntam the spiritual sky, Upaneshyati awarded, Gokulam the highest planet, Asma certainly. Translation and purport by History A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Nanda, Lord Krishna saved his foster father Nanda Maharaj from the fear of the demigod Varuna and released the cowherd boys from the caves of the mountain, for they were placed there by the son of Maya. Also to the inhabitants of Vrindavana, who were busy working during daytime and sleeping soundly at night because of their hard labor in the day. Lord Krishna awarded promotion to the highest planet in the spiritual sky. All these acts are transcendental and certainly prove without any doubt his Godhood. Purport. Nanda Maharaja, the foster father of Lord Krishna, went to take his bath in the river Yamuna at the dead of night, mistakenly thinking that the night was already over. Thus the demigod Varuna took him to the Varuna planet just to have a look at the personality of God Lord Krishna, who appeared there to release his father. Actually, there was no arrest of Nanda Maharaj by Varuna because the inhabitants of Vrindavana were always engaged in thinking of Krishna in constant meditation on the personality of God in a particular form of samadhi or trance of bhakti yoga. They had no fear of the miseries of material existence. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that to be in association with the Supreme Personality of God by full surrender in the transcendental love, free one from the miseries inflicted by the laws of material nature. It is clearly mentioned that the inhabitants of Vrindavana were extensively busy in the hard labor of their day's work, and due to the day's hard labor, they were engaged in sound sleep at night. So practically, they had very little time to devote to meditation or to the other paraphernalia of spiritual activities. But factually, they were engaged in the highest spiritual activities only. Everything done by them was spiritualized because everything was docile in their relationship with Lord Krishna. The central point of activities was Krishna, and as such, the so-called activities in the material world were saturated with spiritual potency. That is the advantage of the way of Bhakti Yoga. One should discharge one's duty on Lord Krishna's behalf, and all one's actions will be saturated with Krishna thought, the highest pattern of trance in spiritual realization. Nanda Maharaja, the foster father, means the father who takes care is called foster father. The person who gives birth is also father, and the person who takes care is also father. Foster father, foster mother. Sometimes what happens, parents are not there. So somebody takes care. So they are like foster father. Or sometimes somebody gives charity, like they give charity also, the child to someone, they are called foster father. So here Nanda Maharaja is a foster father of Lord Krishna because he is taken care of him. He went to take his bath in the river Yamuna at the dead of night. Actually, there was a confusion. So he was mistakenly thinking that the night was already over. So, and the demigod Varuna took him to the Varuna planet just to have a look at the personality of God. So, who appeared there to release his father. Actually, there was no arrest of Nanda Maharaja by Varuna because of the inhabitants of Vrindavan were always engaged in thinking of Krishna in constant meditation on this personality of God in a particular form of samadhi. Here, samadhi is mentioned. Now, there are many yogis. Step by step, they attain this platform of samadhi. And here, yoginam api sarvesham madgater antaratmana. Those yogis who are always thinking about Krishna, they are the perfect yogis. They are always in the samadhi. So this is called samadhi. Always in thinking about Krishna. It is called samadhi or trance of bhakti yoga. So Vrindavanas are the ideal examples of samadhi in bhakti yoga. They had no fear of the miseries of material existence. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that to be in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead by full surrender, transcendental love, frees one from miseries inflicted by the laws of material nature. So here there are threefold material miseries are there. Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidevika. And here, Vrinda Vrajavasis, we can see they were always troubled by the demons and natural calamities like this Indra. Actually, I cannot say it is natural calamity. It's also like Adi Bhautika. He was disturbing. So this Brajavasis, they are actually free from the threefold miseries. Apparently, it looks like as if they are troubled by the threefold miseries. Actually, there were no people suffering from any kind of disease. They were all healthy. They were working whole day and taking night sleep during night time. They were getting the sound sleep, not like these days they are using all kind of tablets for sleeping. But those days they were sleeping nicely because they were working hard the whole day and they were sleeping soundly in the night. So here, and the Brajavasis, they are actually free from all kinds of threefold miseries. Any devotee of Lord Krishna is actually free from all kinds of material miseries. Even though it looks as if he is suffering, but it is only externally looking that actually he is only teaching us how to overcome material miseries by thinking of Lord Krishna. They are only setting an example for us. So in the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that to be in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead by full surrender in transcendental love frees one from the miseries inflicted by the laws of material nature. So if somebody always associates with Lord Krishna, so just because of that, they will become free from the miseries of material nature. Here it is clearly mentioned that the inhabitants of Vrindavan were extensively busy in the hard labor of their day's work. Brajavasis, they were working like a Vaishyas, whole day farm work, taking care of cows, calf, churning butter, all the hard labor. They were doing all their household work, they were doing on their own. They were not using mixie, grinder, modern advanced technology. They were not utilizing. They were utilizing naturally whatever is available. And they were grinding, churning butter, grinding rice or atta. On their own hand, they will do everything. There was no need of any other external appliances, home appliances, and cooking, cleaning, stock storing, taking care of cows, taking care of children, taking care of husband, taking care of Vrajavasis. So they were very simple living, natural lifestyle. So they were quite hard work. And by doing this hard work, they were healthy physically and mentally, emotionally. And during night time, they sleep nicely. And due to the day's hard labor, they were engaged in sound sleep at night. So they were getting nice sleep. Now the people are utilizing lot of tablets, pills for sleeping night time, and there are so many side effects of that. And whole day they are not doing hard work. They are only doing some cheating work. So they are not getting proper sleep during night time. They are afraid of income tax raid or somebody thieves or dacoits. And here you can see they are sleeping nicely because they are not cheating anybody. They are not. So they are working according to the natural system, whatever is been given by Lord Krishna. So practically they have very little time to devote to meditation or to other paraphernalia of spiritual activities. But actually they were engaged in the highest spiritual activities only. Everything done by them was spiritualized because everything was dovetailed in their relationship with Lord Krishna. The central point of activities was Krishna, and as such, the so-called activities in the material world were saturated with spiritual potency. That is the advantage of the way of Bhakti Yoga. One should discharge one's duty on Lord Krishna's behalf, and all one's actions will be saturated with Krishna thought. So, the highest pattern of transcendent spiritual realization. So, we have to engage the whole day in Krishna's service, from getting up early in the morning, Mangalarati, and then chanting Japa, and then Darshanarti, and then Guru Puja, then Bhagavatam, then Prasadam, and then going out for preaching or book distribution or Sankirtan, or any other sales of book sales in DVD counter or Prasadam sales. Full day we are busy, and in the evening we have Prasadam, and then Sandhya Aarti, and then Sankirtan, some Bhagavad Gita class, and then in the Shayana Aarti, and then any work is there, you can, if brahmachari is there, wash clothes and read books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and take rest, and again get up early. So we have no leisure time for entertainment, cinema, or any other sports, cricket, any football, cricket, cinema, or any other party. No nonsense. We have no other time. So full day we are utilizing in Krishna's service. So if you are not utilizing Krishna's service, and then you will be engaged in this service of this. So many services. There are so many. Those who are not after spiritual life, they have thousands of topics. Shrotravyadini Rajendra Nanam Santi Sahasrasa Apashatam Atvatam Tattvam Griheshu Grihamedina. Those who are Grihamedis, they have thousands of topics. Some social, political, economical, and entertainment, or linguistic, caste, religion. So many thousands of topics they have. But they are not interested in their own self, Atma Tattva. They are not interested in their own self. So this is what. That is called Grahamedi. But Grahasthas, their life is try to understand about themselves and the Lord Krishna. What is it? Who are they? What are they? Why are they? And who is the creator? What is the purpose of creation? And what is our responsibility of ourselves in this world towards family, towards children, towards society, towards the Supreme Krishna. So these are all things we have to understand. Then we are Grahasthas. Otherwise, Grahamedis. Eating, sleeping, meeting, defending. The animals also doing the same thing. If we are also doing the same thing, then there is no difference. So, we'll stop here. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.